All right, Brandon. So we're in the house during the coronavirus stay-at-home order, and what do you plan on doing today?
Well, first I'm going to finish up the customer's painting,
Okay.
and then second, I'm gonna be writing the document stories, and then third, I'm gonna go watch a movie, Jumanji: The Next Level, and then I'm trying to catch the one vocab word in the movie called predictable, and then that's the vocabulary word that I'm learning, and I am a vocabulary teacher on YouTube, like for about like I'll say 3 years.
Okay. So how are you going to teach yourself about this new vocab word, predictable?
Well, just by coming up with some different examples and coming up with different sentences and other people's sentences, and I was watching the other movies for that they said predictable, and
So you remembered the movies where you heard this word?
yes,
How many movies do you remember hearing the word predictable?
I'm gonna say number one, Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow. Number two, um, oh yeah, it's Spider Man. And third, The Last Witch Hunter. Fourth, Pacific Rim. Fifth, Ralph Breaks the Internet. And then sixth, which is The Pixels.
So, the very first time that you heard the word predictable, when was the first time you heard it?
I'm gonna say that was like a while ago. Like I'll say that was like a long time ago.
Was the first time you heard it in one of the movies?
Yes, yes, it is.
And then when you watched one of those other movies that you listed, you heard the word again?
Yes.
And when did you decide that you want to finally learn what the word is?
Well, so that if I can use them and then learn them, and then because everybody just says that, like, because when I have no idea what that means and I have no idea what they're saying, so that's why I'm going to study it, and then I'm going to know what they're saying.
So every time you heard the word that you didn't understand,
Yeah.
and then you remembered that you heard it again and again in different movies,
Yes, and then sometimes in my life.
and in your life you've heard like real people say it.
Yes, I heard oh yeah, like my brother says, like saying like it's hard to predict things, and then whatever, and and this female friend of mine that I used to hang out with, and then she says it's hard to predict.
How can you explain how you can remember which movies you heard that term? Can you explain how you can remember those?
Well, it's by like when they were in the different chapter of the movie, and like when they spoke that word, like whatever that they were just talking to each other, like they're just saying something about da 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 da, this unpredictable da 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 da, and then
So when you heard that word in the movies and you didn't understand what it meant, what were you thinking at that time?
well, it seemed to me because predict seems to be like a some that seems to be like a some unknown word to me.
Okay.
Like maybe because I can feel kind of special about it, you know.
So, what is your way to teach yourself a new word?
Well, okay. Well, I go online and then I see the definition and the sentences of it, and so because sometimes it's like a little hard for me to understand, so I ask every one of my friends about this, so and I asked and said, what does it predict mean? And so they came up with the whole sentences and the definition in the text message.
And now, what are you going to do with all of these definitions that you found online or with your friends?
Well, I will write it in the composition book.
And then, anything else do you do?
Well, anything else?
You said something about a YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah, yeah. And well, I'm going to make a video of it and then I'll put it on the YouTube channel and then have everybody watch it.
So it's kind of like a vocabulary lesson that you do for words to
Yes.
help you understand?
Yes, of course. It's very understandable and it came up with lots and lots of explanations.
And if somebody wanted to watch that YouTube channel, what's the name of the channel?
It's called Bazzons Vocab.
Okay. That's really interesting, Brandon, the way that your brain works to remember these words that you don't understand, and then you can recall where you heard them in specific movies. That's very unique, a very unique ability of yours. And thanks for sharing that.
No problem.